Hey, online course, cohort, e-learning, marketing people, coaches, authors, companies, anybody with a great idea out there. I am super excited to introduce you to our lovely and endearing client, Shirley Billigmeier. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's good German though, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And Shirley is our biggest sweetheart. Shirley, when she first came to us, I'm just going to be really frank and transparent, as you and I always have been.
Yeah.
I don't think she knew anything about what we were doing, how to do it, the tech stack, the instructional design, nothing. Like, this is sort of the techless customer. Okay. But we plowed through it. We went through it. And I told you so many times on the phone, I'm not going to give up on you, Shirley. When everybody else would have given up on you by now, I'm telling you, I'm not going to give up. I'm here for you. And she just dug in and now is really a trained world-class online course creator. She understands what instructional design means. She understands what a learning management system means. She knows what a funnel is. She knows all about editing. And most importantly, she's created a beautiful course that is transforming lives around the world, that supports her book, that helps people with, I know we don't want to use the word diet, but it's a 4-letter word, but helps people with their eating habits. And it's just fantastic. So without further ado, I give to the Shirley Billigmeier from Energetic.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Robert. That was an excellent description because I absolutely knew nothing. And I said, I know my process inside and out. And I worked with people one-on-one. But this whole concept of all this technical stuff and putting it online was foreign territory to me. And we did it. So I'm going to describe to you energetics. It's a process that reconnects the individual to their own eating boundaries, hunger, and taste. And when you think about an infant, when they're born, they know when they're hungry, they know when they're no longer hungry, and that information is deep inside of them when they're born. How do they let you know when they're hungry? They cry. How do they let you know when they're no longer hungry? They have a really strong stop. They will spit it out, they will throw it, they will clench their little lips. They have a strong stop of their eating boundary. In addition, they're born with over 10,000 taste buds to let them know which foods really are right for them. The eating boundaries are hunger and taste. And once they have eaten, they really want to just stop. And guess what? They want to go on and just live their life with not another thought of, did I eat the right thing? Did I eat the right nutrition? Is my diaper size okay? There's not another thought of size and weight, nutrition, what they ate, or what they didn't eat. They are free to really enjoy the pleasure and the energy that eating has given them. And now they are fully engaged in their life without any of that frustration. And guess what? We were all an infant at one point in time.
What, Shirley? What? I'm on the edge of my chair.
We're an infant at one point in time. So we all own it. We all own those boundaries. We just stopped listening. So what does energetics do for you? It gives you all the tools to reconnect with those boundaries, to recapture that forgotten joy of eating and be in a body you love being in without all that extra angst.
Thank you. That was a lovely, elegant, articulate answer to our first question, which was, tell us about what you do.
So what I do.
Okay. No, we just did that. We just did that. Let's keep charging though. Okay. No, it's really lovely. Folks, you can see how passionate she is about her course and what she does and what Shirley does and what an expert she is and how much she's dialed in to what sounds like the psychosis. Is it psychosis or the psychology of eating? And eating really is a head trip. There's no doubt about it. It's a big head trip for everybody. I struggle with it from time to time as well. It's and that's a whole other show probably, to get into deep on that. But let's just keep going. Great. We're so happy to have you here on your program. So please tell us about your course. Let's go to the program that you created. Tell us about your course. what are some important lessons you learned in the course creation process? Because a lot of people watching this are, well, they're watching our content because they're interested in possibly producing a course of some sort. So
Yeah.
I want them to sort of learn from your mistakes or learn from you a little bit, if you would please. That experience.
Well, what is key is you need to know your subject, and that wasn't an issue with me. And I'm a teacher at heart, so I had all kinds of information and handouts and all of that. I just didn't have the videos, because I was used to using going into actual seminars, and I could speak to them, which I love, and I love working one-on-one. So when I really never wanted to go out to a larger audience because I didn't want to lose that one-on-one connection. And when I started talking to you, I thought, okay, I need that one-on-one connection to that individual. I don't want one person to go and not think this isn't the answer, because it isn't a program you implant on anybody. It isn't a program they have to follow. It's a process to guide them to resurface their original boundaries, hunger and taste. But when I could do videos and I could be like with them, and I could do handouts and I could do checkpoints. And when I got all of that created, of which I knew nothing about. So anybody out there listening, if you think, but I don't know any of that technical stuff, trust me, I didn't know anything. But once I got that in there, and once I was able to see that, okay, I just put my lesson plans in here. I'll just put my lesson plans. I just had to learn the system because I had my lesson plans. I knew what I was doing. And then once I got in there, I could see that, okay, I can take an individual and I can have checkpoints. I can, have them in a group. I can say, okay, now you can move on now, or you can have an individual coach, or you could do small groups or large groups. There was always a way for that individual to tap into some place within this process that they could get the answer, because there's always an answer.
So what you're sort of leaning into is what I think is an opportunity for me to sort of point out to people is there's a couple things to unpack there. One is, if you have a deck or a book, or you've been doing this for a lifetime, as Shirley did, anybody that has that sort of content already available in other mediums and other formats, that can be a big boost. That can be repurposed to some extent or to a large extent to help translate it into a digital format. So that's an important lesson that people should hear. And the other piece about that, if I may, is that when you get into the world of online courses, you get into the world of the science and the art of instructional design.
Yes.
And if you hook up with someone like Matt or Vince that are trained ADDIE instructional designers we have at CourseCREEK, then it's sort of fascinating to see how they take your idea that you used to think it was this or could only be this,
yes,
and translate it into a new modern delivery system, which the technology allows it to have some fun engagement options and some things to do, like the animations on Articulate that Matt did for you and that sort of thing, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So the Articulate, the instructional design was probably a new experience for you, wouldn't you say?
Yes, and what I discovered, because when I did it at first to go out to the larger audience, it was with a book. Well, that's hard copy. You can't change it. Once the word is there, you can't change it. And there isn't all that movement and motion, and my whole process is about always moving forward, always learning and doing and moving forward.
Yeah.
And so when I was introduced to all these possibilities, I thought, and it's exactly what you said, engagement that can be really fun. And I want it, and that was my whole process, was about moving forward and having fun learning.
What are some things that you did? I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what are some fun things that you did with Matt? So what did Matt design for you that when you got done with it, because Matt was working with Learn Worlds and Articulate, and I know we did some cool animation stuff. There must be a couple lessons or something where it just knocked your socks off. Can you give us a few examples?
Right. Well, whenever I say something, because he really understood my process, and that I would have to give, hats off to Matthew, because he really understood it. When I would say something, he heard it, and he translated into maybe a multiple choice question where we had cute little animations that you choose something, and there was a little animation and a cheers, and you did well. And so it was like somebody was right there helping you along. And that's what Matthew was able to do. And then I did checkpoints. And of course, then I worked with Vidal on the videos and the animation and all of that, it all what Matthew and Vidal did was bring life to my process. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden, when I thought, oh, how am I going to do this to the masses? I thought this is going to be better than what I could do one-on-one without all of this animation.
Right. And in a way, can we just stop to recognize, it's interesting you mentioned masses, but the online course delivery format is the way to get to the masses.
Yes.
It's not so much a hard copy book. I mean, that maybe if you're Abraham Lincoln or something, but if you that's supposed to be sort of funny, but the online course gives you that 24/7 available to anybody that can get online anywhere in the world that can understand English.
Yes.
Which last time I checked, honestly, is something like, I want to say 3.7 billion people. It's huge. So welcome to the mass.
Yeah. It was the only way to reach the masses, to reach that larger audience, but still have a personal connection. That was the key. And, but the best part about it is you taught me how to do all this.
Right. I was just going to say, it's a darn good thing you had a good on-camera coach, because that personal connection would have been, when we first met, you were like, had bed head, you were in front of the utility room. It just, it just wasn't working. And we had to get you out of the tutu. And no, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. You're exaggerating a little bit, but that's okay. No, it truly is. And the more I do it, and I've had, just a few people go through it and sample it, and they're just going, oh my word, how could we have ever done this without the videos? There's just no way. And I have certified coaches in other countries, and they're just thrilled about it, because now they can come in different parts of it and help the people. And then if they want to work one-on-one with them, it works out too. There's a win-win for everybody. And as long as a person has the knowledge, and you think, how am I going to get that out there? Really, CourseCREEK is the avenue to put it all together to launch you on the right, how would I say, on the right program, right, what do you call that? The right platform, to launch you on the right platform, to make sure that what you're looking for, you're getting. I just wanted a ton of engagement. Like I wanted, you would hear me say that, Robert. I said, how am I going to, over and over. I said, Robert, I need engagement. I need engagement. And then you said, yep, Matthew's got this. He's got this, what do you call that? That term I always kind of forget.
Well, Matthew's got the experience and he's got the patience.
Right.
And he also has the, cutting to the chase. So the specialized software, an authoring tool that we use called Articulate 360.
That's what it was.
Which, folks, if you're not familiar with it, it's basically, it's software that instructional designers use that makes modern online courses extraordinarily engaging, gamification, sort of like a pop-up book for adults. So the learners are engaged in a lot of fun, interactive things, and it's super popular, and our folks can build on that. So when she said engaging, I thought Articulate 360, and Matt and Shirley went in. Mind if I tell a story a little bit? Matt and Shirley started working on this thing, and I kind of knew what they were working on, but I was running the business on the side. And then LearnWorlds came to us and asked us to do an event, and we needed a case study. And Shirley was kind enough to allow us to use her website and stuff to get in there. And it'd been a long time since I poked my nose inside her course. And honestly, folks, in regards to the teamwork that Shirley and our instructional designer did, we cracked into their website to prepare for the LearnWorlds thing. And I was like, my eyes. I mean, it was
where
amazing.
Did this go?
I'm looking at a really cool animation graphic inside the thing, and it was a lesson, and it was interactive, and the little character was coaching on how to make a log on your eating habits, and it was a combination of Shirley's brilliance and her idea and Matt's talent for instructional design all in one. And I felt so proud. I was like, wow, that is absolutely awesome. And the people at LearnWorlds were just blown away by it.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. No, and it was fun. The thing is, and Matthew, when you said patience, oh my word. And it was always, and this is the thing, it was always, oh yes, we can do that. Okay, yes, we can do that. It was always, oh, we can do that. I went, oh my word. Okay, if we can do this, can we do this? That's why I just kept building, and I got this full engagement with the client as they come into it. That is exactly what I was looking for, and what my main concern was when I was going to place this and create this course online.
Hello, I want to talk to you real quickly about a learning management system that CourseCREEK recommends quite often. It's called LearnWorlds. You have the opportunity on LearnWorlds to license your content to large organizations. LearnWorlds has design templates that look beautiful, fluid, and silky to the eye. You can give your students badges and seals and do a lot of fun things to encourage them to keep moving on. So if you're looking for a great learning management system, we do recommend LearnWorlds, and of course, we can help you put it together and get it on its feet. Thank you. Well, we're the can-do kids.
Yeah, you're the can-do kids.
But no, we've had so much fun, and it's like fun, like getting over the hump and getting to the cool part. So So anyways, let's keep going. I think you and I could chat all day long.
I know it. I love it.
Okay. All right. Next question. Share with us 2 or 3. Let's get back to the service that you offered and how we transform lives. What are 2 or 3 of the most urgent pain points, so to speak, or concerns or things that you hear often from your clients, and what advice do you give them? So in a sense, as a voice coach, I might hear, I get choky when I sing high, or I don't know how to warm up. And like, there's a few questions that you hear every day and you get it in your,
Yep.
What are those top questions and concerns you get every day in your inbox?
Oh, I can, that's,
try to keep it brief, but
you know me.
yeah, I know you. That's why I said that. That's why I said that. So
okay,
just a couple that people could kind of maybe connect with your service a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. The main thing, once they understand, they wait until they're hungry before they eat. They wait until they're hungry, and they say, but how do you do that? What if I just have that desire to eat? And I'll tell you a cute story of a client of mine.
Okay.
And he came to me, he said, Shirley, I know I've just eaten lunch and I'm not hungry, and it's 2:00. And that desire to eat just hits me, and I can't get past that time without eating. And I said, okay. I said, let's just hypothetically imagine for this moment. Let's say in that moment, put yourself at 2:00 in the afternoon. In that moment, eating simply didn't exist. Just put it on the shelf for that moment. And he looks at me and he's got this puzzling look. He said, Shirley, I am a CEO of a company. I feel like you've got me in a corner and I have no answers. I said, exactly. That's what eating does when you've used it out of order, when you've used it for something other than hunger. It becomes a haze on your mind. So let's just, for now, start thinking, eating doesn't exist. What could you possibly do in that moment to get past that time? And he sat there, and all of a sudden, his creative mind started to surface. And he said, oh, I could just look out the window. I could walk down the hall. I could just maybe read a couple things that I wanted to read. And all of a sudden, his creative mind surfaced. And that's what happens when eating is out of order. When you know you're not hungry and you still want to eat. So that's how you really get past and wait until you're hungry. Go ahead.
No, I think that's fine. I was
Okay.
just thinking of a personal experience. Forgive me, it's not your program, but I did a program where sort of like a cleansing thing where you don't you don't eat anything but a bunch of water with lemon juice and hot peppers and
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't know, cayman pepper or whatever. Anyways, I tried that for a while, and one of the things that I learned and I realized from that was really weird is I think it's sort of hitting at what you're hitting at, which was when I stopped eating, I thought, wow, I've got so much time on my hands.
Exactly.
I got so much time on my hands, and and then you stop and you realize, wow, how much time,
yes,
huge amount of time and energy and mental capacity goes in every day into eating.
Yep.
What I'm going to eat, what I ate, where I'm going to eat, eating for pleasure, eating for stress, eating for rewards. And it's actually a huge distraction, can be.
Yes.
And I sense that that's sort of what you're hitting at.
Yep.
But in the end, I have like all this extra time on my hands. I can do something else if I'm not going to sit down for an hour and eat.
Yeah. And okay, so that's one thing I would say. If eating didn't exist in that moment, just in that moment, and all of a sudden the creative mind starts to surface and you start thinking, you really start thinking.
Yeah.
So, okay, so then there's also what I
Okay.
hear all
Okay.
the time. That's the start of eating. Then I get people where they get in the middle of the taste and they know they're no longer hungry and they want to keep tasting. And they said, I can't stop because it just tastes so good. I don't want to stop. It tastes so good. I said, okay, let me ask you this. When you've eaten beyond what your body needs, and all of a sudden now you're getting crowded, what do you feel like after you've eaten all that extra food?
Yeah.
Do you feel stuffed? Do you feel like, "Ugh, why did I eat that? It wasn't really worth it." So what I'm going to do is give you back more pleasure by stopping when you're no longer hungry. Meaning, I'm going to give you back the pleasure of being in your body at the stop of eating by not eating too much. Now you say, but now what if I still want more? What if I feel pleasure in my body? I still want more. Guess what? Taste is a pleasure sense. There are 4 other pleasure senses that were meant to give you pleasure. But when you use taste out of order, it buries even the knowing that you have those other pleasure senses to connect to give you pleasure. Is your body saying, I need a little more pleasure? Don't rob taste. It feels pleasure. Stop there and move on and start surfacing your other 4 pleasure senses. You've got sound, you can listen to music. You've got smell, you can smell candles. You've got touch, you can do all kinds of things with your hands, play music. You know, you've got your feet, you can walk, you can do all kinds of things. Unlimited sources.
You also have the hokey pokey.
Yeah, you do. Exactly. You can do dancing. It's amazing. I have given, so this is all pleasure based. It's not pain based. It's all pleasure based. We just put taste back in order and surface time. We surface pleasure senses. We surface all kinds of actions. And guess what? It's constantly enhancing your life. It is not anything about deprivation. It's more about abundance of pleasure.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's so cool. Just turn it around. Turn the table on it.
Yep.
Turn the table on hunger, on eating.
Well, honor hunger. It's honoring hunger, honoring taste. I love good tasting food. You go, I love it. I love the taste of food. I don't love being crowded. I don't love being stuffed. I play tennis. You know, when tennis, your most powerful place is when you're balanced and you can either move right or left. You're balanced. There's a feeling of nothingness. That's the stop. But we've lost that stop. That's when the infant wanted to stop. Hunger had gone away, but then it got interfered with, and so everybody says, "Okay."
Somebody was shoving a spoon in his mouth.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So think about it. When they're shoving that spoon, there's an uncomfortable feeling of hunger. When they eat, that uncomfortable feeling goes away. They feel good. Now they've got an uncomfortable feeling of somebody on their lips. They think, oh, I wonder if I eat, will that go away? Oh, it does. And I get a hug.
Well,
so now
you should put the hug in your course too.
Yeah.
Hug in there. That should, maybe we put that in your funnel. It's like buy the course and get a hug.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But there's so many tools like that that is reclaiming how eating was meant to be. It's like I say, I put eating back in order. And once I get eating back in order, then life surfaces. And eating is simple. Life is complex.
Boy, don't we know it. So Shirley, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. Now, thank you. Now,
you're welcome.
What is your rise from Phoenix story? What's your hero story? What's your rags to riches story? Everybody has one, I suppose, or most of us do. How did you get into this? Did you used to be obese perhaps? Or tell us something that would inspire viewers as a coach, as a leader, as an inspiration to others, as a mentor, to let them know that you've been there before, but now you're a rock star, and because you were, productive.
What? All right. No, I was never extremely overweight, but it was the frustration. And to me, eating was never meant to be frustrating. It just never made sense to me. I could diet and get down to the weight and then be there and then always have that fear that, is it going to come back on? Is it going to be, and to me, that made no sense. It made no sense. And my undergraduate and graduate degree are in physical education and health. I taught school for about 6 years. I saw this incredible frustration with size and weight and what they ate and what they didn't eat and their body size. And it just looked like it was an interference of life. And I thought, oh my word, eating is meant to give you life, not take away from your life. It was meant to give you energy, not create angst. So it just didn't make sense to me. So after 6 years, I thought, you know what, I'm going to figure out a PhD or whatever. But way back in the 70s, they were more tunnel vision. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to figure this out myself. So I worked with researchers around, and there are different researchers around the country and in Canada that knew hunger was the answer, but it was about getting people there. And I'm a teacher at heart, as you figured out through all my things. I'm a teacher at heart. I thought that doesn't make sense. If you're going to say that hunger is the answer and taste is the answer, you got to teach people how to get there. That's the process. And I thought maybe in the beginning, when I did my book, it would be just a simple hunger scale with a few little tools. Well, I do things intuitively. And I thought, no, I've got to get this out there. I've got to really teach people how to get there. So along the way, I would have roadblocks, but never, and I'd go on a detour because I always knew I was meant to go out into the world to resolve eating and weight issues. There's so much on the wrong track, because when you interfere with choice, and I'll, that's my main thing, because choice is the cornerstone of my process. I don't tell people what to eat, and I don't ask them what their weight is. I just ask them if their storage is going in the right direction. And my term for fat is storage, because it's stored information. If it's going in the right direction, that's all I care about. Or if it's going whatever direction it's supposed to go, is it going where it's creating the balance in your body? That's all I care about. If I start interfering with choice, now I'm interfering with the wisdom of all those taste buds that are internally. So it's nutrition at a deeper level, because if you look at the research keeps changing. One day it's this, one day it's that. Well, it's not that the research is wrong. It's not that it's wrong. It just means, okay, they're studying this group of people. Well, that group of people leans towards this. Well, this group of people leans towards this.
Yeah, hang on. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
And so you wrote a book.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So,
and you went on tour and you became successful.
Yeah.
Right. Something like
right,
that.
Right.
Okay.
And people, and I'm not into the I wasn't into the marketing, because I wanted to really know that individual would find their path. If they really stuck with me, they would have the body they wanted to live in, and they would recapture the joy of eating. So I kept working one-on-one, and then I would do some seminars. But then I realized, people think that, okay, now if I eat when I'm hungry, they kind of like put it on a diet. Now I failed. This isn't about failure. My whole process is about learning opportunities. Every time you eat when you're not hungry or eat beyond what you need, there's always a reason why. And there's always an answer why that desire to eat is there when you know you are not hungry. And energetics will give you all those answers. I did it intuitively with my clients. I would create tools on the spot. Okay. That's why I'm excited about this, because I can still connect individually.
You're referring to your course.
Yeah, the course. Yeah, I can still connect with that individual, and I can't be, all over the world. But that's why I thought, okay,
you can be now. Now you can.
Yeah, now I can be, and now I can be. Yeah. So I'm excited about it, because it's really I always say it is the answer, because it's the original boundaries of the body. And once you connect with those, then it's an order. Eating is an order.
Shirley, wait till we come back to you and talk about translating your course into different languages with little talking avatars.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. Because I do work with people all over the world. I have two coaches. Yeah. Two coaches in England. I have one in South Africa and one in Australia. So all right. You all own the original boundaries of eating, hunger, and taste. They've just been interfered with. So by connecting to this energetics process, what we do is take off all of the interference, so your own wisdom can surface. And there is always a tool to guide you, to help you on that pathway. There is always a reason why eating is out of order. What do I mean by out of order? When you eat when you're not hungry and you eat beyond when you are no longer hungry. There's always a reason. And guess what? With energetics, there's always an answer to resolve that desire to eat when not hungry. And as you go through the course, you will discover that you don't want to eat when you're not hungry, and you do not want to eat beyond when you are no longer hungry. And what you discover then is all of your life starts opening up, and you start using your own thoughts and actions to handle your life instead of the food. Eating is back in order. And I really look forward to any of you that are coming into the course. I'm excited about this, as you can well see, but I'm even more excited because this course came alive with CourseCREEK.
Great. Fantastic. That I honestly, this might have been our best interview, most fun interview that we've had so far, Shirley. All jokes aside, it's been a learning experience for me too, working with you, and gosh, I'm glad that I told you I wasn't going to give up on you, because the end result has been so cool, what you and Matt did together. And now we're going to reach thousands and thousands of people around the world and build a legacy and all kinds of really cool things. Anyways, I could go on. You're really charming and lovely. Where can people find your course? I have your URL here, your domain ready to go. If you don't have it run offhand, I can let people know.
Yeah, it's www.energetics.com. And remember, it's energetics, not energetics. Inner is energy from within.
Intergenics. Yeah, no, that's great.
Inner.
So I made that mistake a few times. INNERGETICS.
You got it.
Inner, as in inside us all.
Yes.
Energetics.com.
Energy.
Okay. Course and a book, right?
Yep.
A book.
Yep.
And hey, I'm Robert Lunte with CourseCREEK. Thank you for watching our video here and letting us share our lovely client, Shirley, today. If you have any questions about online courses, cohorts, e-learning, marketing, anything along those lines, contact us at CourseCREEK.com. Course as in online courses, creek as in a little river that needs to grow and get bigger.
If any of you are out there and you have an idea, but you don't feel like you have the skills or the knowledge to put this online, to create a course online, I had none, absolutely none. And when I talked to Robert, he said, no problem. You know your material, we know ours. And he was absolutely right. So if you're thinking about developing a course online, I can't imagine doing it with anyone else, because they truly care that you understand it, that you get it, and you get the best product out there.
Thank you, Shirley. Really appreciate your shout out.
Yeah.
And it's been super fun and quite a journey with you. And thank you for being patient with us.